All right. Let's just go into one of them. All right, DraftKings is just tweaking out, or my internet, one of the two. My internet hates me. Oh, what the fuck? We good? Maybe? Oh my, I just want to get into a contest to look at it. This internet is fantastic. Joe Flacco, good to go. Alright. I'm trying to open up a lobby. My internet just won't do it right now. There we go. Just anything. Okay. Just sharing this, and then we will be good to go. Alright, alright. Hopefully we're good now. Hopefully we're good. Internet was tweaking a little bit. So hopefully we're good going forward. Okay. Yeah, I saw what you sent me. Yes. Yeah. Yep, I saw it. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Wrong full screen. Alright, now we're good. Alright. So. The only news we were waiting on was Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco's good to go. So, slate is pretty good now. Parker, I think I saw something on Parker Washington. He's pretty damn cheap down here. 14 targets in his last 2 games. Granted, one of them was 4, but one of them was 10. Against a Vegas team, I mean, surprisingly, Jacksonville wins games. Like, it's really hard to, like, say that out loud, but they win games. But I think in tournaments, Parker Washington, Diami Brown, both those guys are. I have exposure to both of them today. I think it's a real scenario where one of these guys, possibly both, I'm going to say one just to be on the safe side, get you 10 plus points in this one. The way Brian Thomas Jr. is playing, like Brian Thomas Jr. obviously has that ceiling. We're all hoping he gets back to what we saw last season. He just truly really hasn't had it. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, there's a few pieces down here. Diake at 3,900 as well. Like, he's playable at his price point. But yeah, Diami Brown, Parker Washington, Zacchaeus is really playable today. 3,300. I think he's going to see a good amount of ownership. Other than that, there's not like a lot. There's not a lot below 4K. I think it's just those 4 pretty much that I'm interested in. But down at the 4K price, Kalen Coleman, I think, could be interesting against Kansas City. Obviously, he has not played well since week one. I mean, he's been pretty mid. Nothing really screams crazy good. But I think he's a good tournament play. I think not a lot of people are going to play him. And that's a way to get leverage in that game, especially if you want a cheaper Josh Allen stack. Alec Pierce, I know a lot of people are on Alec Pierce this week, 4,600. A lot of metrics are just really good for him. The matchup against Pittsburgh. So there's a lot to like there. Josh Downs also playable at 4,400. Juwan Jennings obviously going to be a big piece today. And then Darius Slayton, I think is interesting at 4,100. A lot of people are going to be playing Tyrone Tracy, Theo Johnson, Wan'Dale Robinson, Jackson Dart. Like the entire Giants offense, and Darius Slayton's kind of sliding under the radar. So yet again, a leverage piece in the sense that he's not going to get a lot of ownership. At 4,100, I don't think it's crazy in this game for Darius Slayton to get you 10 plus points. So he's worth mentioning. I talked about it. I made a tweet about it. Picking wide receivers on this slate is so difficult because there's so many I like. Like, I think Puka's in a good spot. Obviously, the potential for Puka is ridiculous, right? Like 4.8, that's when he got hurt. Other than that, 24.5 has been his floor this season, which is crazy. That's a crazy, crazy number. The targets have been there. Really good matchup against New Orleans. But for game script type of scenario, Jamar Chase makes a lot of sense. At 8,400, obviously people are going to be playing Jamar Chase. But then we get to Amon-Ra and Justin Jefferson. In this game also, when you consider game script, could make sense with Detroit being at home. Amon-Ra having a really, really strong fantasy season. I mean, he's just been pretty damn efficient. 7 touchdowns on the year as well, so that helps. Justin Jefferson at a cheap price, right? 7,800 is definitely cheap for Justin Jefferson, especially this far along in the season. Usually he should be about 8K. He's had a couple of good games. Obviously, the ones with JJ McCarthy haven't been as good, but I think that one's interesting as well. And then we go down cheaper. Nico's interesting against Denver with Surtain out. Brian Thomas Jr. at 6,200. Ladd, Michael Pittman, both those guys in really, really strong spots here. DK Metcalf, I think, is one of the best run back pieces this week, especially for his price point. Indy, we all figure Indy's going to score a lot, so DK Metcalf on the other side of that. Really strong play. And then we get cheaper Jacoby Myers, Khalil Shakir, both those guys, and then Wan'Dale Robinson as well. So, wide receiver is going to be very, very strong this week. Interested to see, where the field's at, kind of where the ownership's at, and then where people finish. What did I just see? Panthers have named Rico Dowdle as the starting running back. I mean, I think we all kind of figured that. Brock Purdy out. It's just good for Mac Jones. Just making it so no matter what, Purdy's not getting in. Running back, yep, Taylor. Just not the best matchup for him. And he's getting up there in price, so obviously people are going to be playing CMC. Jahmyr Gibbs, I think, is a really good tournament play as well at 8K. I mean, just coming off his best fantasy performance of the season, kind of struggled before that, so maybe we see it start to build up against this Minnesota team. It's not the strongest matchup, but I think for someone like Jahmyr Gibbs, I think it's a very good, healthy game. Vidal going to be a chalk play. Kyren Williams, yet again, interesting. I would love to play Kyren if he was last season Kyren, but we only got that so far in one game, and that's a showdown game where he got all of his points from the receiving aspect. The rushing has just been, it just hasn't been there for Kyren. Hopefully it could be there today. We'll see. But you get Vidal at his price point, a really good spot. Chase Brown at his price point, a really good spot. Green Bay dealing with some injuries defensively in the box, so I think that could benefit someone like Rico Dowdle. And if Carolina's defense has one of their games where you see them play some solid defense, the game script would then benefit Rico Dowdle, and he's cheap compared to where he's been since his blow up. So I think that's a fair price for him. Trevor Etienne, not a lot has been talked about. Or Travis, sorry. I don't know why I'm talking about his brother, but Travis Etienne, been a little inefficient lately. But I think the only game that's truly disappointing out of these three is the Seattle game. I think that was a good matchup for him. They were losing, so that was a big thing. Rams game was a tough matchup, but just didn't get receiving work when they were behind by a lot and just were continuously behind. A lot of people are going to be playing Jaylen Warren for the receiving aspect in this one. Like I said, it's kind of the same thing for DK Metcalf that we say for Jaylen Warren. And this is kind of odd to me. I don't know if anyone's really looked at it, but Jaylen Warren is 5,500. DK Metcalf is 5,500. Tyrone Tracy is 5,100. Wan'Dale Robinson is 5,100. So definitely a nice balance on those two teams of cheaper plays, of a high total game, kind of at the same price point. But this week for running back, we have one of the best value slates at running back we've had, where you get a starter in TreVeyon Henderson, or at least we hope a starter in TreVeyon Henderson at 4,900, a starter Kareem Hunt at 4,700, a starter Kyle Monangai at 4,600. So a lot to like there at the running back position. And then Brashard Smith. I want to get some exposure to Brashard Smith in this one. If he could get the receiving work, I would love to see where his stat line ends up in that matchup. Quarterback, yeah, I mean, there's quite a bit of good quarterback plays as well, as far as a projection and just matchup type of scenario. The Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes duel, obviously, don't need to talk about that more than it's already been talked about. Justin Herbert is in a really, really good matchup. It's just, do you take the pass game in this one? Do you take the run game? Which side of that offense do you want to take a shot on? Matt Stafford also, like, if you like Puka, you should like Matt Stafford this week as well. He's had really, really good fantasy outlooks when Puka's there. The connection to Devontae Adams definitely built with Puka being out. So Matt Stafford is a guy that can probably consistently get 20 plus points now. The only dictate to that is if Kyren Williams has a good game. If Kyren Williams is having a really, really good game, obviously then Matt Stafford's probably not going to benefit. But Matt Stafford's a quarterback this season that's probably going to get you 2 to 3 touchdowns every game and get you over the 200-yard mark pretty consistently. So you're talking about, 16 points kind of default there by Matt Stafford. Daniel Jones, like I said, like if you want a good tournament play with high upside today, the Daniel Jones aspect of it, right? We like Alec Pierce, we like Michael Pittman, we love Tyler Warren. Jonathan Taylor, like I said, is just a beast. But Daniel Jones at 6,200, this is yet again, like his price is really, really solid. I mentioned I've compared Daniel Jones and Drake May quite a bit, right? And you look at Drake May's numbers, some of his games, obviously they're higher ceiling games for Drake May versus Daniel Jones. But for what Daniel Jones has produced this DFS season, I mean, he's been just put him in pretty much, I won't say every week. Obviously, won't say every week. But you put him in almost every week, and he's benefited, especially at his price point, right? Like 5.4, 15.8, it's not the best, but it's not the worst. 5.8, 16.7, same thing. Every other week, I mean, he has definitely brought back return value. Jared Goff, I think, is a very sneaky play if you want to get off the running aspect of this game. It's just if Minnesota's offense can compete. If Minnesota's offense can't compete, we might not see a more ceiling game out of Jared Goff, right? It's just going to be Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, maybe a 2-touchdown game out of Jared Goff, but not throwing for over 200 yards. But yet again, this season so far, he's been pretty consistent over 200 yards. Kind of the same thing as Stafford. The Chicago-Cincy game, I think that one's a very fair game to stack up on either side of the ball. Trevor Lawrence, I think he's a really good tournament play. If you want to stack him with Brian Thomas Jr., run it back with Jacoby Myers or Brock Bowers. That's easily doable. And same thing for Geno Smith. If you're looking for a really, really solid tournament play today, Geno Smith has the potential for this 20-plus point game at 4,600. And, like, to build a lineup to show you guys how crazy this could end up being, if we do a double stack of Jacoby Myers and Brock Bowers, we're at a really, really good price point there. And then we can even throw in a run back of Brian Thomas Jr., and we're still in a really, really good spot. So I think the Geno Smith Vegas stack is one that could be very sneaky. And if you're looking for a really good leverage spot, it's that one. You also have to consider when doing that how bad Vegas has been, how bad Geno Smith has been. If Geno Smith is bad again this week, AOC is coming off of the IR. I would not be surprised if Geno Smith continuously has bad games like he has, because these have been some very bad games, to see Aiden O'Connell go back into that starting role. But this should be a good game for Geno Smith, so we'll see. But like I said, I think it's a very, very good tournament play. Very cheap, allows you to pay up at other spots as well. And then last is tight ends. Tight ends, to me, there's not a whole lot of plays I love. There's plays I like, but not love. I love Tucker Kraft, amazing spot. Tyler Warren, amazing spot. Brock Bowers, amazing spot. George Kittle, amazing spot. For cheaper guys, Laporta, I like Laporta. I like Kyle Pitts again. I think Kyle Pitts is going to have a really good season, just seeing how Darnell Mooney is. And then the Chicago tight ends, getting Loveland, getting Cole Kmet. And then there was a cheaper... Oh, no. Sorry, the Pittsburgh tight ends. There we go. Pat Freiermuth, Jonnu Smith, having both ownership in those guys as well. I think it's very good for it. So I am going to end it there, unfortunately. So thank you guys for tuning in. Hope this helped. And I'll see you guys in the next one.